Welcome to another presentation at the East Trade Winds, hosted by Bernie Franzgrote and Wayne Pratt. The presentation today is titled Building Your Own Growth Framework. Our guest is Keith Deats from Recreate. Are you struggling to unify leadership and growth? Keith reveals how to align people and purpose to unlock your business's full potential. With a doctorate in business economics from University College Cork, he has worked across 4 continents, helping CEOs, business owners, and leaders achieve sustainable success. Born in South Africa with Scottish and German roots, Keith once served as a counterinsurgency conscript, diamond prospector, bush pilot, and agricultural economist. He has led a multinational food processing plant, a chain of rural trading stores, and a major contracting division. As the founder of Recreate, Keith blends real-world experience with top thought leadership, emphasizing diversity and humanity as pathways to growth. Discover how his programs elevate leadership, inspire teams, and unlock hidden potential. Watch the video to learn how Keith can transform your organization.
It's not really taught at the colleges and the universities and at school, okay? What people are looking is for someone to actually almost write stuff for us in terms of designing our own programs. So we look for a resource outside of ourselves. I wasn't educated that way. When I met Bob Keegan from Harvard, he said, you've got to learn to become this self-directed, more authentic human being, right? So the idea was to create what I call these deliberately developmental journeys. And I like to use the word go slow, go fast, and less is more, because everybody's pushing, the envelope in terms of you're not successful if you don't achieve this particular goal, this particular thing in a certain set of time. Okay. And to me becomes the whole sort of social contrasting issue. So part of my journey, I'm great with the journey, and I'm great with people who want to take a journey. And I'm great with the idea that you can deliberately develop this journey. My work doesn't come from the world of psychometrics. It comes from the world of making meaning. In other words, what makes sense to me. I would be pushing in my programs the whole self-interest thing, what motivates you, and, you talk about your well-being, what's fulfilling, what is your preferred life, and how do you actually decide on success? Because often we overextend ourselves into somebody else's world. We look at them as being successful, and we never stop to think that, we've created some success somewhere else. So the whole social comparison thing can be a pretty crazy, meaning I'm not successful unless I'm doing what Bernie's doing. But I don't stop to direct and learning at myself in terms of what I believe success will be. The idea is to get into a unique situation of self-discovery. Okay? If I get to the end of my life, or while I am traveling this journey in my life, success has meant this for me. Okay. What you do is you put yourself in that place. Okay. And you're the one who's asking the questions. But if you get into the social comparison thing, now you have another problem, because you're doing it for your spouse, your friends, you're doing it for the business that you work in, you're doing it for the leader that you follow, and you never ask the questions of yourself. Okay. It's a reflective piece. It's a place where you sit with somebody, not myself, and you have the freedom to explore and discover what it means to you. I have reasonable clarity around what the outcome will be for me when I leave this planet, because this is what I'm pursuing for myself. Often when I get knocked off track, right, it's because of somebody else's stuff, right? Then I have to rethink it and continue the journey. And let's have a look at where we then go. We go to another step. One of the things that I have recognized in my life is the issue around support and challenge. I don't think people actually think very carefully about who will support you and who will challenge you. If you look back through life, you will probably have been able to join up some dots with people that supported and challenged you. May have been teachers, they may have been business leaders, they may have been other people who can really push the envelope with you. So they become the collective. That's where you start actually starting to shape things for yourself and with this particular collective. Okay. And the idea of this collective is that you don't just look at the successes. You need to understand some of the failures as well. The failures and successes are both a good resource. But what we do is we move into a place where the non-obvious, right, at the time may not be as obvious as we realize it is. So the idea is to get into core groups, understand what your highest potential and possible future will be. And from that, you will probably come up with some kind of a change agenda. Okay. It's actually done it's done in very, very safe space. And I know that I've been doing this for the best part of 50 years with a serious amount of research behind me with some top thought leaders. And I'm still working with them. We were talking earlier about Elon Musk. I mean, if you understand what drives the sky, you'll understand what can drive you. So things become really possible when you've got a whole group of change makers around you. Could be friends, could be family, could be people you work with. And even if you're a solopreneur, it could be people that you're connected to. The third step, this is a really important part. We discount ourselves, we discount our experience, often because we think that our experience is not important, that our experience may be very important to another person who is not experienced what we have experienced. But you put that together, now we've got a body of knowledge or a repository of knowledge and experience. And we can start creating mutual expectations. How will you support me? How will I help you? How will you help me? And you come up with this notion of a preferred future. In some of these programs, they tend to load you with piles of goals. I've heard people who've had like 20 goals. When if you have to distill them down, it's actually only 2 goals. One feeds into the other. It could be a personal thing, it could be a business thing. The other thing is the assumption-making mechanism in our bodies. We often are working against the very change we want to make. Unless we test those assumptions, we won't change. Nothing will change in the way we think. Nothing will change in the way we act. Okay. That takes us to the next step. From that, we can design, implement, and run our own programs. These programs are learn by doing type programs. You run the program, you test it, and it's not smart as we know it. It's sort of safe, modest, actionable research tests. You just do them, and you're getting immediate feedback all the time. Okay. And you're working through the same collective that you're working with. So you may do some on your own and use this group of core change makers to actually help move the needle, so to speak. Now we know, we all know that everything is a means to an end, but not an end in itself. Okay. When you get through this first loop, right, this iteration, you'll find that, hang on, there's still problems there. Okay. We haven't quite identified everything. But if you hadn't taken the journey, you wouldn't have identified other problems. And that's a huge opportunity. So that didn't work, this didn't work. And now we have the opportunity of actually changing it because we've actually learned more about ourselves and the other people and our own programs. And now we can actually go out there and evolve them and take them to the next level. So I asked the question, what next? More recently, I've seen some of the big thought leaders out there starting to, they can take us so far, but with the advent of AI, they can actually use AI as a repository of knowledge and experience where they can ask questions and it'll give them further answers to some of the questions that they're asking. So it's not a bad guide for the journey. And even more recently, what I did is because I've been working with quant traders and very smart guys around the world, it actually gives you the ability to write an algorithm, right? Meaning if I had to write an algorithm, and I needed to knock out a financial plan or a marketing plan, it'll do it for you. And then you suddenly become very plugged into your own story and unfold. So if anybody wants to take that journey, contact me because I'll be taking people on that journey over the next 12 months and maybe beyond. What I have done over the years is work based on Professor Bob Keegan, Dr. Otto Scharmer, Harvard and MIT guys, and my own work. When I researched this, I actually ran this program, and I had been running this program for the best part of 15 years now. People have benefited enormously from it. It helps towards what they call long-termism. Okay. You start building these really long-term relationships. It'll keep you busy for the rest of your life. That's it in a nutshell.
Unlock the full potential of networking with East Trade Wins. Are you eager to connect with our esteemed guest speaker and delve deeper into the ever-expanding universe of connections? Simply scan the QR code now and embark on a journey of endless opportunities. Join us at East Trade Wins, where we gather online every Tuesday from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, you're welcome to connect with us. Seize the moment, register for free, and start exploring today. Fancy sharing your insights as a guest speaker? We're looking for you. Reach out to Wayne Pratt to ignite your speaking journey. Email him at motivateyou.ca or connect with Wayne on LinkedIn. Don't wait. Take action and be a part of a global community that's shaping the future of business networking.